Hey, it's James here from GoodGuitarist.com, and today I'm going to show you an easy acoustic version of Purple Haze by Jimi Hendrix.
Purple haze all in my brain. Lately things don't seem the same. Acting funny, but I don't know why. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. Purple haze.
So you can see that we've taken all the stuff and we're moving it down here, just using the E minor pentatonic in the open position. It's like a 2-finger scale. We're just using 3 plain old chord shapes instead of, playing it all like doing all that stuff. If you want to learn the electric version, that's like one of the first lessons that I made for this channel, like, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago. I'll put a link in the corner for that. You can see young James with his skinny, gaunt face before having kids and getting all fat. Anyways, so we have a really simple intro and 3 chord shapes. So let's just break into it. We're gonna start off on the B string, open, and then we're gonna play the 3rd fret. I'm gonna use my middle finger. So O, 3, and then I roll my middle finger up to play the 3rd fret on the thinnest string. And then I use my index finger to play the 2nd fret of the G string. So that whole line, O, 3, 3, and then 2nd fret of the G string. And then we're gonna go to the 5th fret of the D string. And then we play the open D string. And while we're playing the open D string, I'm positioning my hand to go down to the 2nd fret. I play the open E string, and then I play the 2nd fret of the D string. So really slow. On the D string, 5, open, I'm preparing, and then I go open E string, and then the 2nd fret of the D string. So my index is just playing notes on the D string. And then I repeat all that. 3, 4. As far as the rhythm's concerned, this song uses the same rhythm for the most part. It goes 1 and 2 and then we just count out 3, 4. And then it does that again. 1 and 2 and. So I'm just gonna write that out with the rhythm. You can see that here. Let's count it out nice and slow. 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So you can see both those lines have the same rhythm. We're just playing different notes. Do that whole thing 2 times. Then we do this other bit. It's kind of like a bit of the scale. So I'm starting off on the 2nd fret of the D string. I'm using my middle finger. 2nd fret of the D string, then on the G string, O, 2, and then the open B string. And rhythmically, once again, we're doing pretty close to the exact same rhythm, except that first note actually starts before the rhythm. It starts on the and after 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then the same rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So, take your time to count this out. I can't distribute the tab for legal reasons, right? They'll sue me. But, you can always just take a look here and you can just practice along with this video as much as you like. After that, we go. And that one's pretty straightforward. We're on the 5th fret of the D string once again. And we just pick the D string, A string, E string, just like that. This is a great flat picking exercise. You can just do upstrokes, or you can go down, up, up. Totally up to you. And then we play the 3rd fret of the thickest string. Once again with the exact same rhythm. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Then we do that little line again. exact same thing. And then we end it with. So that's on the B string. O, 3, 3, and then the high E string. Once again with that 1 and 2 and 3, 4, with that exact same rhythm. Yeah, that's the entire thing. Let's just do it nice and slow with our metronome. I'm at 66 beats per minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. And if that was too fast for you, you can always just slow down the video here on YouTube. You'll see once the singing comes in, that is a lot slower than the actual recording. But, you know, you can always slow it down further. Anyways, once we get through that intro, we have some chords and some strumming. I'm going to play the E7 chord. So it's just a plain old E chord, but then I'm adding my pinky to the 3rd fret of the B string. And if you learned my Hey Joe acoustic lesson, we used that there as well. If you want to learn some more Hendrix, that one's a little simpler than this one. Maybe not, actually. We have our E chord, and then we have G and A. And you can play the G with whatever fingering you like. I use this one where I have my ring finger and on the 3rd fret of the thickest string. You can use the 4-finger version. And then the A chord. The strumming, we're going to go chord by chord. On the E chord, it's root, root, down, up, down, down. And that's a pretty common, what's known as a 16th note strumming pattern. Root is just hitting the thickest string. Let's divide this up into a few bits. First, we just go root, root, down. That's really straightforward. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, root, root, down, 1, 2. And you can just play that a whole bunch of times, get comfortable with that root, root, down. And then from there, let's actually keep that downstroke on beat 3, and let's go 1, 2, down, up, down, down. 1, 2, down, up, down, down. And if you're having trouble with this, because this is what's called a syncopated strumming pattern, there's lots of upstrokes in it. I recommend getting used to just moving your arm down and up first, going 1 and 2 and 3, just like that. And while you're moving your arm down and up in the air, we can say the pattern and kind of create that connection, going root, root, down, up, down, down, root, root, down, up, down, down. You can even root, root, down, up, down, down, just muting the strings. Root, root, down, up, down, down. You know, and just keep your arm moving and try that out a whole bunch of times. Go at your own pace, you know. I'll show you the counting and the pattern. Either way, once you're comfortable with that, we do it one time on the E7 chord. Then we go to G and we go root, root, down, down, up, which is a way simpler pattern. I go over that in its own lesson, but let's just quickly do that. Root, root, down, down, up. That's it. And then we do the same thing on A. Root, root, down, down, up. And that's it. Let's try this section with our metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4. Root, root, down, miss, up, down, down. Root, root, down, down, up. Root, root, down, down, up. Root, root. And if you find that strumming's still not clicking, I do have some resources. I have my free ebook. I also have a course, Strumming Made Simple, where it's all about strumming. So if you're pretty good with chord shapes, but you really want to get the strumming going, learn how to play and sing at the same time and do all that stuff, learn patterns by ear, I'll put a link to that in the corner and down below. So what we've learned so far is the majority of the tune. Now we just got to start putting things together. We start off with our intro. And before we play that tab bit, before we do that bit, we can actually play the first fret of the A string and then the the 3rd fret of the G string. That's the octave shape. That note is B flat, and we just go between them going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Just alternating between those 2 notes. And then we play our little intro. Then when we get to the end of the intro, 3, 4. And we do this 3 times. We go purple haze all in my brain. Lately things don't seem the same. Acting funny, but I don't know why. Then there's a stop. Excuse me while I kiss the sky. So let's take a look at that. We do our chord progression 3 times, and then we just play E, and I'm just like kind of karate chopping. I strum, and then I mute the strings, and I go, excuse me while I kiss the sky. And then we have a little simple riff. We are on the D string, we go 4, 2, 0. And then on the 2 thinner strings, on the B string, 0, 3, and then we roll up. Just like the first 3 notes of the intro, you know, we just do that 2 times. And the timing for all that is 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. So you can see it all there, you know, definitely worth the time to work out the timing. And yeah, that's it. Then we just keep repeating that. And then there is a little bit of a different section where it launches into the solo. And if you're like playing this with somebody else and they're playing lead guitar and you're holding down the rhythm, it's worth a while to learn it. But if you're just playing and singing the song by yourself, you don't really need to do this part. To launch into the solo, we play the A chord with that root, down, down, up 2 times, then B7. That's the B7 chord. I like to do it this way, actually. I start with my pinky on the 2nd fret of the thinnest string, skip a string, ring finger on the 2nd fret of the G, skip a string, middle finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, and then I put my index on the 1st fret of the D string. So it's like 2, skip, 2, skip, 2. You know, that's pretty easy to remember. We get the B7 chord. We do it 2 times. And then the D chord. 2 times. And then while somebody's taking a solo, you just go between E and D. For as long as they want to take a solo for, you know, you give them the stink eye if they're soloing for too long. And then you can just go back into like Purple Haze, into that part straight out of there. So that's, you know, if you are playing with somebody else, just something you can add to the tune. Otherwise, that's all there is to it. If you'd like any extra help, please don't forget to ask in the comments down below. Don't forget, I have my free ebook, which is free for all my subscribers. I also have my beginner course, Learn Guitar Once and For All. If you need help with the chords and the strumming, if you just want to focus on strumming and hit the next level, Strumming Made Simple. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy learning guitar with me. Otherwise, have a fun time practicing, and I'll see you soon.